Hi, I'm Trey, one of the firmware deployment engineers. I typically help out with remote installations and occasionally do a few site visits. Today, I'm here to tell you a few things about LuxOS. Today I want to talk about one of LuxOS's flagship features, Advanced Thermal Management, or ATM for short. ATM allows you to underclock your miners automatically dependent upon miner temperature and overclock if miner temperature gets cool. It's important that you run ATM, especially during the summer months or in warmer climates, because we want you and your miners to be as safe as possible. Underclocking when you're hot allows the miner to maintain hash rate as well as stay safe in elevated temperatures. Advanced Thermal Management seeks to keep the miner cool while maintaining hash rate. With just a few parameters, we can set the miner up to partner with us in order to operate in ways that both keep it safe and help keep us efficient. You can find ATM or Advanced Thermal Management here under the Temperature and ATM section. ATM stands for Advanced Thermal Management. We have three primary temperatures that ATM works off of. The first one is target temperature. The only thing that target temperature controls is at what temperature does a board sensor need to reach for all fans to go to 100% utilization. By default, it's at 55 on most machines and 45 on others, but you can tune this depending upon your environment and goals. Hot temperature defines when will the miner underclock. At what temperature does a board sensor need to reach in order for the miner to go down one profile from its current spot. And dangerous temperature, again, board temperatures, 70 degrees Celsius, this is when the miner is going to shut down. Now, using those three temperatures, Advanced Thermal Management can design a type of behavior based on how you set it up. First off, we have a minimum profile and a maximum profile. Imagine it like a window that the miner is allowed to operate in. The minimum profile dictates how low will you allow the miner to go in order to generate hash rate while keeping healthy temperatures. We want you to select no profile in most cases. This means that the miner can go as low as it can and still generate hash rate and keep temperatures happy. The max profile is the opposite end. What is the highest you want the miner to go? Sometimes default is fine. You want the miner to operate simply at default or less? Then just set it to default. If you want the miner to overclock when temperatures are cool, it can overclock if you just set one of these profiles as your max profile. One thing we want to avoid is the miner getting to 65 degrees, the point at which it will underclock, cooling off, realizing it's cooled off, and immediately go back to its previous profile. This would cause a bouncing effect between profiles, and that's not something we want to do. We want consistent hash rate and healthy temperatures. So we give you a buffer, and the buffer basically means that if you're within 5 degrees of your hot temperature, don't do anything. Don't go down, don't go up in profiles. Stay where you're at. If you drop below 5 degrees from your hot temperature, you can go up a profile if you're already not at the default profile. If you go above 5 degrees, that puts you at the hot temperature, meaning that you're going to underclock. So ATM gives you a window and a buffer to operate your miner in. Now we do have two other settings here. Startup time. How soon after the miner boots do you want ATM to evaluate temperature? This is good if you're in a particularly hot environment and temps rise very quickly as the miner heats up. You can set this to 1 minute. Post ramping time is since the last change or since the last check. When do you want the miner to check again? Basically the frequency that ATM checks temperature after boot up. And in this case, and in most cases, we want you to set that to 1. So all these parameters combined give you a healthy starting point to get your miner into a place where it can ramp up to either default or more when temperatures are cool, or it can cool down when temperatures are warm. And all you have to do is click on temperature and ATM, change your presets to whatever suits your needs, and hit save.